Hey guys, this is just going to be a bit of a venting video. It's not going to be too heavy. It's just something that I just have to get off my chest. Otherwise, it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. So a bit of a backstory before I really get into what's upsetting me. When I was in 6th grade, I was in public school, but the school that I was going to at the time was being run by a principal who didn't care 1 ounce about her job or the kids she was supposed to be looking after. So my parents pulled me out of district and put me into a private school for kids with emotional and behavioral problems like myself. Although my problems were more so emotional than behavioral. It had a middle school division when I started going there, but then they soon started a high school division, and that is where I went to high school. Now, my first year at the high school division, I was going through a lot of depression because I practically had no friends and I was a victim of so much bullying there and nobody wanted to do anything about it. So at the time I was going through my depression, the district came one day to evaluate me and they basically told my parents that I was right where I needed to be at the moment and they decided to pay for my tuition for the rest of my years there. So while my years at the middle school division were alright, for 7th and 8th grade, I had a lot of great experiences. It was where my love for theater started. We went on a lot of field trips. I had a lot of extracurricular activities to participate in, and I met a lot of neat people. When it started the high school division, it pretty much lost everything that made the middle school great. Freshman year of high school was pretty much the last year we did a decent show, and for the next 3 years we did original written shows that were written by the students, and while that's not a bad thing, these shows themselves were very subpar in quality. Think the play that goes wrong, but not intentionally. On top of that, I never felt like I was being challenged enough academically. It had a very high staff turnover, sure hope I'm saying that right, and there were times where I felt like the place was suffering from an identity crisis as to what kind of school it wanted to be, and there was just so many things wrong with the place that I can't really explain in my own words. It's as if the place was isolating me from real world experiences, and rather than build me up into the great person that I could have been, the place was instead draining me. I felt trapped there. I was never happy there, and it felt more like a prison than a school, and I was just desperate to get out of there by any means necessary. When I enrolled at college, it became clear that this place did not properly prepare me for my days at college, both academically and with real-world experiences. Because of that, I had subpar grades my first year. I never knew how to audition properly since I was a theater major, as you know. My social skills were stunted, and I would always hear people talk about all the shows they were in, be it at high school or someplace outside of school, while I felt I had nothing to talk about when it came to my theater experiences. My days in college, while much better than my high school years, I just felt like I could have done more during my days there. Classes I wish I could have taken include music, physics, computer sciences, women's and gender studies, calculus. But the subpar grades I got my first year discouraged me from taking any classes other than theater and French, so I was basically too scared to take anything else. While people do say it doesn't do you good to wish that the past was different, to this day, I still imagine how much better my life would have been if I had never gone to high school at that place to begin with. My social skills and academics would have been better. I would have gotten a lot more real-world experiences. Sure, there would have been some bullying, but I think there would have been at least 1 or 2 decent people I would have interacted with, and I would have handled it better. But you know what? It happened. I'm here in my life right now, and nothing else can change that. So, that was my vent. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.